So here's the disclaimer, guys. As usual, please read it carefully, and everyone should know about the risk involved in trading. This is not a signal in any way. I will just show you how I see the market and the way I trade it, and you should read this carefully and know about the risk involved in trading. Okay. So today I published this this news chart on my Facebook page. By the way, if you're not joined my Facebook page yet, do that. It's called pi.forex. You will find it if you search in your search bar and click the follow or the like button. I do publish lots of materials on this page because it's better for me to have everything in one and the same page. So yeah, I published this about the news, and we had lots of discussions about the importance of the news. Some people think it's important, some people think it's not. I just want to make something clear. What I meant about this is, if you are about to enter a new trade, it's a good idea to look for the daily calendar of the news and see if there is high impact news that involves the pair you're gonna trade. That's all what I mean. I don't mean that you're gonna take a look on every single number of it or understand every single aspect of it. The most important thing is just to know that there is a high impact news. The number does not reflect what the price action will be. It's happen all the time that we get good numbers and the pairs that should benefit of that plunge down. Yeah, so we have some we have lots of news next week, and well, the most important of them is of course the NFP on Friday. So yeah, take a look at that before you put any trades on the table. And let's get started by the Dixie as usual. Let's see, before I get started, I have some message in the chat here. Welcome, Sam. Okay, that's good to hear that there is some rain in Portugal too, Carlos. So it's not me only. Hello, Mark. And hi Sabah, welcome. Hello Nayan. Well, I think I'll get started because it's gonna take me a lot of time to say hi to everyone. Hi to all of you guys and girls. So yeah, let's get started. Dixie, guys, on the daily, and I think you remember this ABCD pattern from last week. I did publish this idea on my page, Facebook page also, that said that we may have a possible AB equals CD move here, and that price we're gonna have some rejections at this level down here. Yeah. And that what we got so far. Dixie did touch this level as expected and did stop for now and start to a little bit reversing, as you see here. This was a first time where we have a higher close and a little bit higher high on the Dixie. On the RSI, we had this divergence also ongoing since back here the 17th of May, and I did also mention that divergence, that there is a possibility that we may see some relief and that the dollar may start to correct up. So that is not what we got. We don't have a total reversal yet, so hold your horses. What we have for now is that Dixie is showing some potential to go a bit higher. And as you see, after this double bottom here, we had another retest, but we couldn't break this low. We did retest the highs again, and another move to the downside, and this time we put another higher low. So we have this was our last low. We have first higher low, and this is the second higher low. So far so good, but it's not a complete reversal yet, because we got rejected at this level up here in the up of the range, as was expected at the highs of the range. For next week, we will be looking to long the dollar, or I will be looking to long the dollar, if we got a break of this minor structure here, this box. If we have a break to the upside of this box, and I think that when we look at price action, that we're not able to make lower lows, so there is more possibilities that we possibly go on break to the highs. We wait for a retest on lower time frame and see if we're gonna do a retest of this area here, or at least this high here, those highs. Because as you see, guys, it was a very strong move to the downside, and the candles are getting smaller and smaller now, but not able to break below. You can also argue that we may be having a little bit of a bearish flag here before it continues down. There is a possibility that we may see that, but I do love those AB equals CD, those measured moves, and they almost work 70 to 80% of the time. So I will be looking for a possible reversal down here, and follow price action from next week to see if we're gonna break up to the upside this box. And if we draw our Fibonacci retracement tools, you see that the 61.8 came at the same level at this structure low here, so that will possibly be the place where we may see a continuation back down. We have also some structure that confluence also with the 38.2 Fibonacci on the Dixie, yeah. So my primarily look for this one is that if we break the box up to the upside, that we may see some correction up and maybe close this gap. Gold, those of you who followed me and those of you who watched the last week overview, I was talking about this structure, and we were talking about how we are getting our structure made here by higher highs and higher lows, and price were somewhere up here, and what we were talking about, that this single move is still an up move, because we still have higher highs and higher lows, and I said that there is a possibility that gold may, if gold break this level, that we may see a continuation to a retest of these highs once again, yeah. So we have now a break, a close above these highs, higher high and a higher close. So I think we should be keep looking to long gold. A possible area to look at is if we get a retest of this structure, the 1262 area on lower time frame, that would be good, and to try to take a long position to at least a retest of the neckline, or to the test the top of this structure here. As for now, we don't have any reason to look for short. It's look the up momentum, this candle and this candle was very, very strong, and now we break it to new highs. So the textbook tells you that you should be looking for long on gold, yeah. and that's what we should be looking to also. Oil, dear oil. I think my arrows from the last week still there, and as I expected, guys, that oil will hit this level and give us a bounce down. By the way, let's look at some of the prediction from last week and how they went. We had the sterling CAD. The expectation, I was saying that there is nothing else to look at than short, because we had all those weeks and the sell pressure on this one, and this was the result. Sterling New Zealand, I said the same thing here, that if we break this box, we wait for a retest. If we get that and a continuation to the downside, and that's exactly what we got on this pair too. USD CAD, we were talking about that we break this neckline now, we wait for a retest and a continuation to this trend line. We didn't get the retest at this level, but we got the retest at this level, and as you see, price did hold exactly at that trend line, and now made another lower high and keep going down. So the analysis of next week was very, very good, and I think many of you, and I hope many of you, did take the benefit of that. So we go back to oil, and as for now, we still making, this was our last high here, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now we put another lower high, and price did stop here and making right now a correction to the upside. I will be still looking for short on oil, so if this go all the way here, it will be a very good level to try to short it again, because we're gonna get a possible double top once more time here, and try to trade this to the downside. There is a possibility that oil is making this inverted head and shoulders at the moment, so don't just short it at this level if you don't have the shorting evidence, yeah, because you can also argue that we have this ongoing, yeah, left head, right shoulder here, and this will be your neckline. But if it is a reversal pattern yet or not, we don't know before we break this structure and this trend line. But for me, as I'm personally, if I will take this one, I will be looking back at this structure for price action, and if we get evidence of bearish price action, I would try to short oil, yeah. But if it goes and break this neckline, then there is a possibility that this head and shoulders may go the way to a retest of these highs once again. But short as first. Okay. Aussie USD. We were talking about last week that we possibly may see a break of this channel, but I also said I personally wouldn't go long just because we break this channel, and I was talking about the importance of this structure, particularly this structure here, and I was saying that I wouldn't go long before I see a clear break of this structure before I go long. And what we got, that we had this fake breakout. You see this major doji here. We did got this one. I think many traders went long on this break and are maybe stuck right now, or maybe the stop losses are already triggered. So what I did was to go short on this pair at this level back up here when we got this double top scenario on the 4 hour and the on the 1 hour. I did actually enter here and I did publish that trade. I think many of you did see it. And my entry reason was that after when we got this candle here, I start looking at the RSI and I see that we had a major divergence also, and I started to think for a possible double top. I went down to 1 hour and 15 minutes and start looking for my entry reason, and when I said that the 1 hour couldn't break to new high, I start looking for the 15 minutes to find an entry, and I did find an entry here. It was a very good trade that went all the way without any pain. So as for now, what we still have on this pair is lower lows and lower highs, and we had on Thursday this major engulfing bearish candle to the downside, as you see here, that did engulf almost all these three candles, the body of these three candles. And on Friday we did find some support. For me, I am still, if we go down to the 4 hour, I'm still bearish on this pair, because we're making lower highs and lower lows. Even on the 4 hour, as you see, we make our first lower high and lower low here at this structure, and another lower high here. So what I'll be looking at is if Aussie USD, Aussie USD, sorry, will make it back down to break this level and enter this channel again, and find maybe a flag for an entry reason short for a retest of these lows. That what I will be looking at on this pair. Or there is a possibility that we may see another try to retest this structure up here, and that would give us 2618 trade possibility. If you take your Fibonacci retracement tools from this high to this low, you see that this 61.8 gonna be at this structure here, where we have this neckline of this move to the downside. Yeah, so I will be, if we go break back up here, I will be looking at this area to find an entry reason for a possible 2618 trade to the downside. If you don't know what a 2618 trade, go to my YouTube channel. I have a video about it, and you can learn it from there. It's a very good trading possibility. When they happen, they go very well. Okay. Aussie Jappy. Last week I said that I want to see this move to retest these highs here, but we didn't get that. As you see, we did break this trend line a little bit earlier, and I wasn't looking at this pair because I did really miss a 2618 trade here. As you see, we have this double top, and if we take our Fibonacci retracement tool, you see that this correction did end a little bit higher than the 618. That would give me a very good trade to the downside on lower time frame to take this 2618 trade from this level. After getting a very good engulfing candle here, would be a great entry at this level, and make some pips to the downside. Anyway, I did miss that, so we will be just looking for the next one. I am still thinking that this pair have all the possibilities to keep heading down to a retest of these lows or a retest of this structure. Yeah. So what I'll be looking at on this pair is shorting opportunities, and if you want to trade this one, we are in the middle of this channel, so I wouldn't take it from this level. I will gladly see another push to the highs. A failure to break these highs would be great. That would give me a better risk to reward to try to short to back to these lows or down to this structure. But as you see here, we are in the middle of this range, not a good place to take a trade. Your last low is here. If you're gonna put your stop loss somewhere below here, it's gonna be huge for some of you, and if you're gonna short it, your stop loss gonna need to be somewhere above at least this high or this high, and that is also big. So wait for this pair to possibly retest these highs or this level up here, or if it goes and test this level first, then you maybe can start looking for another bounce to the upside, to a retest of these lows or a retest of these highs up here. So you have two possibilities on this one. There is no reason to take it from the middle of this channel. Okay. CAD Chief, I said last week that I would go short if this pair reached this area. We didn't get that yet, and I still have the same view. I want to see it reach a little bit higher before taking any short on this one. So I still have the same view on this pair. I will be looking for a retest of this structure. Let's put an alert at this level to make me alerted if price reach that area, because I don't want and I don't have the time to watch all the charts all the time. So if you are using Trading View, use this particular thing about making alerts to let you know that the price reached one of your interesting levels. Yeah. And of course, guys, as you see, the reason is very simple. It's a structure trade. We have downtrend at this moment with lower lows and lower highs. The only thing that we didn't have another lower low, but still, if this goes here and give me rejections and bearish evidence, I will try to short it from this level. Okay. Euro Aussie, we are in this very tight box at the moment, and if you look at it on the daily with a little bit bigger picture, you see that last Friday, we had a break of this box and we got rejected back. That shows us that the bulls are not as strong anymore, because they got rejected very hardly back in the box. And looking at the RSI, guys, you see that from this one to this one here, we started to have bearish divergence. And if we put this one like this, you see that we have almost the same levels of the highs, but the RSI is start to heading down. Yeah, I think you can see that here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So we have rejection, strong rejection when this did a break, and there is a lots of traders stuck in this trade right now. I think the stop loss pocket for both those traders, those who went long, they would maybe put the stop losses somewhere below here, and those who shorted this one, they did put stop losses somewhere here. So for those who took the low of the channel, it didn't go out, and they kept trading this breakout, this fake breakout, I think the stop losses are somewhere here. So if euro goes below this drop box this time with this divergence on the RSI and this accumulation, if this pair goes and break this structure, at least a 4-hour break, a little bit of retest on lower time frame, 1 hour to 15 minute, another rejection, then you have all the reasons to try to short this, to retest these lows or back down to this structure. This pair have been trading up for a while, and there is a possibility that it may retrace back down. Yeah, and yeah, that's it for this pair for me. Euro Jappy, wonderful double top scenario on the daily ongoing right now. As you see here, it's a very clear double top ongoing. We didn't break the neckline yet, but those of you who took a short here, you can keep holding the short to until the price reach this neckline area and see how price actions will go. You can possibly take a partial profit at this level and leave the rest to see a break of if it's gonna break back down to this channel here. Yeah, because we have this very good double top and a nice divergence on the RSI. As you see here, it's a very clear divergence. It started already from here, started making those divergences. On the 4-hour, you see that we don't have the same fuel to the upside. Look at this, how price started to go sideways very slowly and very tight range, smaller candles, and then did a retest, couldn't make a new high. We got an engulfing bearish candle and a continuation, and then we got the break of the 20 moving average here and start going down. Yeah, so what I would want to see is of course a little bit of correction to the upside somewhere in this area to give me a possibility to try to go short for a retest of this structure or a retest of the low of this channel. If this double top goes all the way and break this neckline, then our next stop gonna be at this structure down here. Okay, so keep watching this pair closely. I think it's gonna perform very good next week. Euro USD. Well, finally we start have some moves on this pair that was very boring for a long time, but now as you see we have those wonderful moves, but they were to the upside, and I would say it's a very strong up momentum, and we should be those of you who want to trade with the trend should be looking for the retest of this structure, the 1.1125 area, this area here, and see if when price reach this level, if it's gonna give you any bullish evidence for a retest of the highs or possibly a break to retest of these highs. Yeah, because as for now we keep making higher highs and higher lows, but don't forget the same what's going on here is as the Dixie. Yeah, we see some divergence, very strong divergence on the RSI, and I think that there is a possibility now that we see a deeper correction to the downside, because all those candles was very strong to the upside, and then we halted here. We have this consolidation and accumulation at this level, and the euro does the opposite of what the Dixie is doing. As you remember, we were talking about higher lows in the Dixie, and here we are talking about lower highs. Yeah, so we were not able to break this high. We make another lower high, and we are still not making lower lows. What we want to see, if this will reverse, I will personally be looking at this level to see those two levels. If we're gonna get at the first a break of this level here, and then a break of this structure back down here. Yeah, because I think there is a possibility once again that we see a deeper correction on this pair before it keep heading up. So I personally gonna keep watching this, if it's gonna give us some kind of reversal back down. I can show you this on another cleaner chart. We were talking about those Fibonacci levels. I think it was in the Forex Gods Facebook group. We were talking about Fibonacci clusters, and I was showing this leg from down here to here. We have the 38 Fibonacci at this level and the 61.8 at this level, and if we measure this whole move, we have the 38 of this whole move in confluence of the 61 of the smaller move. So a correction back down here would be perfect, a perfect place to try to take a long and a continuation of this major trend. Yeah, so that's why you can look this time for a possibility for to take a counter trend trade that looks a little bit safer than other counter trend trades. Okay, and then of course if you take a counter trend trade, be looking at this area, especially at this area, for take profit and possible reversal and continuation to the upside. So Sterling Aussie, well, this one was also trending very well to the upside, and it's not shocking that we see some relief to the downside of this whole move. Yeah, so the level I will be looking at, even though we break this major trend line or minor, call it what you want, I will be looking at what will happen when and if this pair reach this area where we have this structure that have been acting as resistant before, and now it's as you see, it is a support area back down here. So for this pair, I will be looking what will happen at this level where we also have the 38.1 Fibonacci retracement, and if I find any bullish evidence, I will be entering long for a retest of these highs back up here. Yeah, because this structure gonna be very important for this pair now, and if that structure got broken, then our next stop gonna be back down at this level here, down here. Yeah, so for next week I will be watching this level, the 1.7060 area. Yeah, Sterling CAD, as I showed you before, we've been talking a lot about these weeks and about this rounding top and this pressure to the downside, especially after getting a huge candle like this one. And I want to talk a little bit about the rejections and the pin bars, because I see lots of traders, when they see a pin bar, no matter what or no matter where or no matter how big it is, they go very hyper and start to shorting or longing those pin bars. What I think about pin bars, guys, I do love them and I use them, but you have to see them and use them in the right place. When you, let's take a look at this major breakout here. When you have such a big candle like this one, you can't go crazy when you see this little pin bar showing up after this whole move, this major candle here. I don't think a pin bar like this one gonna stop this whole momentum, and especially if it's not at a good level. This was at a minor resistant level, and up here we have the major resistant level. So when the move is a strong move and you get a little this small pin bar, it's nothing. It's not a big reaction. It's not something to jump on and start shorting the pair. But as you see here, when prices get here, we start to get smaller candles all the way, and then you got this pin bar. If you look at the last 6, 7, 8 and 10 candles, you see that this pin bar, this rejection, is almost as big, or at least bigger than lots of those candles. And then we got this major pin bar that is clearly bigger than all the last 10 or 15 candles. So this pin bar is a very good one to call a reversal or a possible reversal on the chart. Okay, because this one is really huge and a big rejection. In one time in this chart, this whole move was a big nasty green candle and then got rejected all the way back down and closed below the opening. And looking at the size of this pin bar and all the previous candles, you can see and understand that this is a strong signal for more downside. And this is what we got after that. So please don't just short or long any pin bar you see in the chart. Look and see what price action have been doing before. Where is the level? Is it on a good level? You see that at this area here, the RSI was screaming that price gonna go to the downside, and you get this huge pin bar, then yes, you have all the right in the world to go short here. And if it don't go your way, you don't get mad, because you did a very good trade, but you got a loss, and that will happen all the time from time to time. Okay, so that was a side talk about the pin bars, because as once again I see lots of people just take them wherever they see them. So enough about that. What we will be looking at on this pair is, of course, is down here. If you are holding a short on this pair after this nasty engulfing bearish candle, you should keep holding and look for take profit at this structure, where I will be looking at to see what price will do. If we're gonna get any bullish evidence back down here, I think we're gonna get a good possibility for a retest of these highs, or even better, a retest of these highs up here. You see that the RSI now making this hidden divergence. I hope that price they reach this level, because this hidden divergence is, you see here, this low and this low how far they are away, and we did actually have this low compared to this low. Yeah, so we have a high, this lower low and a higher low, and here we have higher low, and the RSI is making a lower, much lower low than this one. So there is a very good divergence on the RSI, and if price reaches this level, I will be looking to go long here if I get bullish evidence, of course. And what's bullish evidence in this case? Double bottom, inverted head and shoulders, anything you use, but have some rules, please. Don't just go long just because you see a pin bar or something like that. So have confluence of things, have RSI rules, you may say that you only go long if it touches the 61.8 also, where you have also this structure. So as you see now, we're building more and more about this trade case. We have the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. We have this hidden divergence on the RSI. We have this structure has been acting as resistant before and got broken, but this major candle and never tested back. So we may have a retest now. So when you have 4 or 5 reasons, and then when price get here show you that rejection, of course you have all the reasons in the world to try to take along from down here. Yeah, that's it about this pair. Sterling Jappy, it's been acting very good, and I did show you guys, I think those of you who didn't see that analysis, I will just find it and show you what we were talking about. Let's see if my Facebook page will be kind to me and work, because it's been acting very weird. Here we go. Stop here. As you see here, guys, when I published this one, I said that the 145.300 is a key level. It's up here. If that broken, that we may see more up. And I said a break here mean we're gonna test the 142.700, and that is down here. If we continue to lower time frame, this the 1 hour, you see we had 1, 2, 3 tests, and this was one. This one was the 4th time we tested this resistant level, and at this resistant level, we see also this bearish engulfing candle on the 1 hour. And I said, clear rejection on a key level, bearish engulfing, find a short entry. Yeah. And after that, we did get the break of this trend line, or this flag on the 4 hour, as you see it right now. And here we are right now. We did the retest of the 142.700 that I was talking about, and price did hold for about 8 hours down here. So where we are right now at this level is actually a good area to look at how price will act on the opening tonight or tomorrow, when the market start moving a little bit more. But this level where we are right now is an area that I will be looking at soon, and see how price will react at this level. That because there is a possibility that we start to see a bounce back up already from this level here, because as you see here in the past, it was acting as good support and good resistance, and we may see some reaction here. If this get broken and we see a retest of the 61.8, then of course I will be looking down here for trend continuation to the upside first level of take profit should be at this structure here, and the second is of course the retest of these highs. So for next week, look and watch this area where price is testing right now, and see what we will get, and play it from there. Yeah, but it's clear that we have a very strong up momentum, and we should be looking for a possible continuation, or at least a retest of these highs. So we have to structure this one and this structure down here at the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, and now we are establishing also this trend line that may also act as support if price go all the way down here. But I am trying to find a bullish entry on this one. So far nothing on the RSI that showed that. We have lower low on both RSI and price, so no divergence on the daily yet, but we are on the very extremes, on the extremes of the RSI at this level, and we have some rejections, but there's nothing in this rejections that tell us that yeah, we're gonna start to go up from here. Okay, are we clear on that? Sterling New Zealand, yeah, as I showed you guys, we were talking about this box that got broken and it performed very, very well. What I will be looking at is of course this structure down here to see how price will react, and if we get any bullish evidence at this level here at the 1.800 ish area down here, we have 1.800 gonna, a number as this one, it's an even number, gonna act as support without any other confluence, but we have already a structure down here, so that will give us more reason to try to and see if we're gonna get a bounce from this level. If we take a Fibonacci retracement for this whole move, this will also be in a confluence of a 50% retracement of this whole move also. It looks like the 38.2 is broken on the daily, and we got a slightly lower low than this one. Had price stopped at this structure here last week, then I would start to be looking already from this structure here for a reversal, but it looks like we may break down for a little bit more, and that would be much better if it really goes back down here and retest this structure and give us some bullish evidence to try to long this back to the neckline of this box here. Yeah, so yeah, long from this structure down here. Are you listening, Sabah? This is Sabah's favorite pair, that's why I'm asking. Sterling USD, it's also heading to the almost the same structure as Sterling New Zealand. You see that we have this structure down here that is also an important level that should be respected if price will if this up move will keep going. This level should be respected, so I will be looking at this structure here for another bounce to the upside on this pair. If we get any bullish evidence at this level, I will try to go long from here. No shorting at this area here until we see a break of this structure. Yeah, if I see a break of this structure, a retest, then possibly take a short, but now price did move a lot already, and there is not a big room to take a short in my opinion. So what I'll be looking at is when price reach this level, if we're gonna get any bullish evidence to another move to the upside. Okay, USD CAD, it did reach this level that we were talking about last week. It did respect this trend line and this structure here. As you see, we have this structure, and if we're gonna talk trend about this pair, we still have higher highs and higher lows so far, so there is a possibility that this may happen, that we got another retest, give us a double bottom, possibly good divergence on the RSI, and a possible bounce to the upside. That what I will be looking at for next week, especially if the oil do what I expecting the oil to do, and that is it gonna also retest and start to go back down. But yeah, that's me, so no one needs to do what I'm doing or what I'm thinking. That's just my idea. So I will be looking for hopefully for a retest back down here to the trend line. That would be a good double bottom. If we have a bullish divergence on the RSI, that would be much better. And try to find entry reason long for a retest of these highs, or possibly back up here. Yeah, because once again, the entire trend, we did put another higher high now, and we have another higher low. So for me, there is nothing else to think about. Following the trend is much easier for me to trade than taking counter trend trades when they are not in a good area. USD Chief, it looks like it did find some good support at this level. You see that when we reach this down here, we start to get all the wicks coming from the downside. We have a possible double bottom. We have some bullish divergence on the RSI, and if we go down to the 4 hour, you can see that much more clear. As you see here, guys, it looks like very good double bottom. We have one here and we have one here, and if we're gonna think this major one, we can say that we have a possible double bottom at this level. Yeah, and on the RSI from this low here, you see that we have a very good bullish divergence on the RSI from this level here, and we keep putting higher highs on the RSI, but the lows are equal. So this is looking very good, but of course, before this whole reversal structure is complete, you want to see that it's gonna break this neckline for more, to at least a retest of this structure up here. Yeah, so what you could be looking at, if it give you maybe a flag at this level, if you want to try to take a long before the break of the neckline, then of course you want to see a possible flag scenario here and a break of that flag. Yeah, then you can go long before it break out, or even better, if it put something like this, another correction down, a last kiss, and give us an entry reason long, that would be much better. But the most clear structure is on the 4 hour, and you see it more clearly how this double bottom is taking shape. but if you want to take a textbook entry on a double bottom, then you want to wait the break of this neckline. Yeah. USD JAPY, it is playing around. Well, after this major break to the downside and this major candle, and that we couldn't make a higher high than this high, I am looking for more short on this pair. We have been here and making this structure for several days, small weak candles after this strong move to the downside. This for me looks like some kind of correction, that we're making this flag and we're gonna break it to the downside to a retest of this structure as for now. So as far as we are not back up above this, I will keep looking for shorting possibilities on this pair. But of course, if it goes and do this retest and a continuation, then why not? But as for now, we don't have that. You see, we did have a break, and the retest, it was a failure, so it went back in this channel. Yeah, we didn't get a retest. If this happened here before this candle, if this happened with that, we have a retest of the top of the channel and a failure to break below it, and of course then we would be looking to go long already at this level. But as it did break back below this whole structure, below this trend line, and back in the downward channel, I will be looking to see if it's gonna give us a continuation down. Yeah, and it looks like gold is heading up, so there is more possibilities that this will go down. So I am short on this pair, but I want to see the evidence, more evidence first. New Zealand USD, I think this is the last pair. Yeah, it is. What I'll be looking at for next week, guys, is where price is testing at the moment, because this can be look like we did a break. It is actually engulfing, bullish engulfing candle, but the structure still telling me that it may hold. And if next week on lower time frame, maybe 4 hour, I keep seeing this divergence on the RSI, then I will keep looking for a possible bounce back down. Because when we look at the lower time frame, you see that we have this upgoing channel, but the RSI is much lower from this low to this high, you see, and this high to this high. There is a huge divergence on the RSI. We have this hammer at this level, that can be a hanging man also, but the hanging man need to be confirmed when price close below the wicks, then it's confirmed. And the last 4 hour last week gave us another rejection, possible of a double top on lower time frame, but I don't like it when we have the close above this body of this one. So what we have, it is a good resistance structure and a huge divergence on the 4 hour. So that's why I will be looking to see if we're gonna break back below this hammer and give me a possibility to try to short this one from this level here. Okay guys, that was it. Those were all the pairs on my list. As usual, we will have 5 to 10 minutes for questions, or if you have any pairs that you want me to look at, please write that in the chat. I will just take some water and come back to you and see if you have any questions. Okay, so give me just 30 seconds, please. Let's see, Carlos. It's testing the 200 MA. Might it break? Are we talking about New Zealand USD, Carlos? Let's put on the 200 daily. Well, it's not testing it on Trading View yet, but possibly I am using simple moving average daily here, and it's not get tested. Let's see. Let's see if we can see that on Wanda MT4. Where are you? New Zealand USD daily. Moving average 200. On my platform, we're not reaching the 200 yet, Carlos. So I will be just looking for this structure, yeah, as resistant yet. Looks like in maybe recovering a bit. Yeah, I think so. I think that the dollar may be recovering a bit and help this also to take another move down. You're welcome, Sabah. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Ryan is asking, your SI setting is 9 period. No, it's 7 period, Ryan. I don't think it matters if you have 9 also. There is no big difference. Even those who just using the 14, the standard, I don't think there is a big difference. But yeah, I use the 7s because it works for me. Let's see, Richard, how to use Fibonacci, sir. Richard, I did publish a video about that in my channel on YouTube. You can find it in this playlist. There is a playlist called Trading and Tutorials and Tips, and where is it? Here. There is a video called The Powerful Fibonacci Retracement Tool and How to Use It. So go look for it, and I have a very good video about that in my channel, yeah? Hi, welcome from Mexico. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you to being here. Thanks for reminding me of the difference of the several brokers. You're welcome, Carlos. I see you have 3 sets of color on your candles. What those light? It's an indicator on Trading View that I think it's called engulfing, something like that. You can find it on Trading View. So when you have an engulfing candle bearish, you get a black one, and when you have an engulfing candle bullish, it turns lemon or light green, yeah. So Mark, you can look for that on Trading View and you will find it, yeah. Nayan, you're welcome. Welcome, and see you next session. Yeah, guys, if there is no more questions or any other pairs you want me to look at, I think we can call it a day. Please do hit the like button if you didn't do it yet, and please leave some comments and feedback so I know what and how I will keep doing those sessions for the better. And why not share them on social medias and let others take the benefit of them. So thank you very much, everyone, and see you out there. Bye bye.